Guys, this is Mattjestic Gaming here, and we're here today to bring you another Dota Auto Chess Queen guide. Now, this is a part 3 of our comprehensive guide on the early game, the mid game, and the late game. We have posted the late game and the early game. Now, this is the mid game for us. So what we're going to look in the mid game is the strategies on when to be saving, at what stage I should be saving, when should I be leveling up, when should I be rolling for units, and why do I do those things. In the mid game, it's that you're almost finished saving or you're in a position that you're not very comfortable with. Today I'm going to share 3 different replays with you guys, and you might have noticed they're the same replay for the late game and the early game because they're 3 different situations once we go to the late game. One is that we're winning, what to do when we're winning. One is that we're losing, what do we do when we're losing. And the last one is, what do we do if we're on equal footing. So I think those will provide a variety for us, and it should give us a good chance to have a look. This particular game, the first one I'm going to look at is what to do if we're winning. Right now I have 100% health, and we just found a 3-star anti-mage. So I have skipped right here, right after the early game. What I want to show you guys is, right now I have no saving. This is key, because I have been using most of my gold rolling for anti-mages and goblins early game. And right now we don't have much of saving, but have a really strong team. 3-star anti-mage, 2-star shadow thing, and this is before the alchemist nerf. So alchemist still provides minus armor. I'm keeping the conquer in preference compared to a 2-star clockwork for the AoE bolt. And very soon I'll be updating my new weekly tier list. Will be likely today or tomorrow. And once I updated that and post that for you guys, you can have a look at my new tier list, where the Conquer is currently my S tier 4-star, 4 cost that is. So a few things to highlight. I've been trying to keep my winning streak by leveling up. I leveled to level 7 before I got to my 50 gold, because I knew I wanted more units to secure my winning streak. The second thing to note is, now that I'm securing with a very strong footing in the game, I will be slowly saving. So let's see, when do I save up to enough gold? Let's have a look. So we'll be looking, and right now I'm saving. Currently my saving is 15, it's around 18. We have 20 gold. And again, we're looking forward. We're fighting some assassin lineup because we have a 3-star anti-mage. We're quite strong, and also a 2-star shadow thing. This is the good old times where shadow thing is still not. I think Shadow Fiend is nerfed, but Alchemist is still not nerfed, which is a good old Alchemist times. Right now I'm still saving 31 gold. I'm going to skip quickly because likely we'll be winning the fight simply because we have a 3-star anti-mage. And I just want to show you guys the gold count over here. Right now we're at 45 gold, and I didn't feel comfortable to be selling anything, so I'm going to stay on 40 gold and instead of selling for the last gold, because I am having a 3 gold winning streak, and I haven't been losing till this point. So we're very commanding in terms of our gold saving. So now is something I want to highlight to you guys. This is the first thing in the game, which is, let's have a look. I have mentioned in several of my guides before. I'll reinforce in this particular mid-game guide, is that you want to hit power spikes at round 21. Or even round 22, you really want to hit those power spikes to be matching against other players. So what I'm going to do, although I am only having 5 gold on top of the 50 gold, what I'll be doing now is I'll be spending to level up to level 8. What this does is it actually costs me quite a bit of my saving just for having additional clockwork. But the key here is, I know I want any spike at around 21, and sometimes if I don't have this much health, or if I'm on the down foot in a game, I'll actually be rolling deeper for additional upgrades. Because I'm very comfortable in this game, I didn't feel the need to be rolling deeper. So that's one of the reasons. Other times I'll be rolling even deeper to get another 2-star or some form of upgrade. And you just saw I typed there, so AM just killed techies in about 3 hits because it's a 3-star AM versus 1-star techies. What I'm going to show you a little further with this game is, what do I do with my savings now? Do I keep saving, or do I spend it some? Of course I'll be buying the value units like Lone Druid, Druid on the side. If he gets to 2-star, I can replace the Conquer or the Clockwork. So we're still winning. Nothing gonna be changed because we're very strong with our Shadow Fiend Anti-Mage. I really want to show you guys the gold currently. Okay, we lost this round. This is the first round we lost. So what happens with the gold currently is, because I don't think we can have a drastic upgrades by finding a particular unit right now. Even with a 2-star Alchemist, we won't change much the title of the game. We need the techies for a Goblin build. What we're going to do is, we're going to be slowly using our savings to get to level 9. And this doesn't go below 50 because in a winning position, we have so much health, it becomes a valuable resource for us. And what that means is, we can afford to lose a bit, even get on a losing streak, but slowly getting our levels for the crucial unit we need. Say for hunters, you want to do so, you want to tide. Say for goblins, you really want techies. Say for mage build, maybe you just want your last lich. So, but in other builds, unlike goblins, it's not so dependent on the last goblin. Here, we really want to be on level 9. So what's going to happen is round 25, I'm going to use my spare savings. At round 26, it's the spike round again. I have mentioned before that after the neutral round, you really want to spike. You want to spike your power because you want to match the other people. Usually people who are down here are going to be desperate. They're going to be spending all the gold after neutral round. People up here want to match them. Depends on your positioning, you really want to match their power spikes. Here I went to level 9 now. But the thing is, I really want to roll to see if I get anything particular. We did get a timber, but that's pretty much it. So we didn't get anything special. I'm not spending a lot of gold simply because I know I have lots of health, and health can be used as a part of my resource. Knowing that I can afford to go on to a losing streak, I can comfortably ease into level 10 builder before I find my techies, because I'm still comfortable with health. Now, given the fact that for those of you seeing the late game of this particular build, we did eventually win the game, but we didn't find techies, I think, until the very end. We simply won with better unit compositions and just better income, because in a winning position, your income matters so much. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pause this game now. We're going to go to the second replay. So to conclude on this particular replay is that in a winning position, you really want to secure your winning streak. You really want to secure your units so that they're strongest to maintain your winning streak, and you really want to still hit those power spikes at round 21 and round 26. Okay. Hi guys, this is the second replay. So in the second replay, as I mentioned earlier, the first replay is what do we do if we're in a position of winning. The second replay is what do we do if we're in a position of not winning but rather losing. You might say that, hey, you're over here, you're not losing too badly. Yeah, I'm not losing too badly, but as an early game goblin player, I know I'm really desperate. Look at my lineup. I only have a Doom, that's 1 star, and a Lone Druid, that's 1 star. And everything else are really very basic goblins. So I know I'm losing, and I know this is bad. So what do? I currently have 50 gold. I'm currently on with 65%. So everything needs to be calculated. Everything is going to be very close. Let's see. Likely we'll be losing a lot of rounds simply because we're so weak right now. We don't have enough 2 stars, and our 2 stars is just early game units like bounty hunters and clockwork. See, we're gonna lose massively, and I really want to show you guys this particular replay for the mid game. And yes, we do know that old Alchemist was so good when he does accessory. Now that the new Alchemist is just, he's a raid boss that's 3 star. And you know, sometimes a winning condition, but a 2 star, 1 star, he's iffy. Okay, let's get into it. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna level to level 7 simply because I have the spare interest, and I'll place some units down so that we have a good chance of winning against neutrals. I won't show you too much of the neutral fight. I think we actually lost the neutral fight, didn't we? Let's have a look. Nah, Doom's so good. That's why I have 2 Dooms, because they do pretty good damage. So here, this is the first part. Round 21, because I'm losing, I don't have the need to keep my winning streak, because I don't have a winning streak. I didn't feel there's much need for me to be spending more of my savings into the game, simply because if I'm losing, I can keep losing. But that sometimes can be a trap of idea. In this particular replay, I did fall into that trap. I was like, hey, I still have 54%. I didn't need to spend to get to level 8. Maybe I can just, you know, stay where I am, get lucky and not lose too much. Let's see how this round turns out for us. We're facing someone with a Titan Deucer. And even a Doom is 1 star, Alchemist is 1 star, and Launcher is 1 star. So we did get pretty lucky by sniping the Deucer. And we summoned a bear with a 1 star Launcher, which is pretty lucky. Now despite that, we're gonna lose after several luck outcomes. And I'm gonna show you over here just so that we see that we lose this. After losing this, it really ticked to me, or it really reminded me that, hey, I shouldn't be trying to save, I should be leveling up. Not only does it open up to techie chances, it also reduces how much HP I'm gonna lose. Because in a high rank game like this one, as you can see, everyone's really high in Rook and Rook 7+ game with a King. In a high rank game like that, everyone's gonna be desperate now. We're all here desperate, and everyone here is gonna hit the power spike. So I hit my power spike on this particular round. See, I rolled and I spent. So I got to level 8 and I also rolled. I upgraded my Launcher, got another 2 star down. I felt that maybe this is strong enough. Let's have a look. So this is the thing. You really don't want to be greedy after round 20, simply because they can punish you so hard when you hit a massive elf, massive zoo, or massive beast, or a massive warrior. When nothing dies and just takes you out. So after hitting my little power spike with a 2 star Launcher and additional unit, we actually start to win this round. I'm gonna go a little forward. So nothing's gonna change now because we think we're stabilizing. So let's have a look at this fight. We're versing a warrior player with knights. Actually, is he a warrior player? Yeah, he's got 3 warriors and 2 knights. Simply because they're tanky, but simply because we have a 2 star Launcher, we managed to win this round. Now, imagine if we didn't hit our power spike. Here I saw the Doom for spare cash because I don't plan on using him for too much. Now imagine if we didn't hit that power spike, maybe we'll be losing those 2 rounds. And very soon my HP is going to go from 49% to close to 30%. I'm going to skip a little bit. Again, we stabilize. If we stabilize, we don't tend to spend gold. If we don't stabilize, that's when we spend gold to even go further. Now, why do I say this is a losing game? Because very soon I'll be losing again. For a goblin, that is. Notice how even we have 7 units, we're not very strong because we're early game strategy, early game centric strategy. And at this point in the game, even with the pre-nerf alchemist, we can lose pretty hard like this one. And look at this. I'm even running away from the death coils. 15 health in 1 hit. Now we're on 34%. If we face him 2 more times, we're pretty much over first. The good thing is, we just hit round 25. We're going to use the savings, surplus savings, to be leveling up. What we're preparing is another power spike. Why are we preparing for this? Because after the neutral round, you really want a power spike. So we're going to be fighting Harpies. Usually we win with Harpies because they're the easiest neutrals comparatively to other things. Here, we really dig into our savings for this. The reason we dig into savings for this is because we know we're weak. We know we're early game build up, and we really have to know we're weaker. Because we're weaker, we searched around even further, we found a legendary tide, maybe we can do this. And guess what, let me show you the actual replay. We found a troll player with Ox, and he's got a Razor. That Razor is going to really dig into us. And before that, well, I think the Razor did his job already. So because, okay, the Razor does his lining, and despite the fact we got a tide, we're still not strong enough. We're still losing health, and we look and we are pretty desperate. We're in the last 3 position. We're likely to lose in the few next turn. What do we need? We need techies right now, and we got lucky with techies in this particular game, but that might not be enough. And this point, I think, is when the late game comes in. The late game decisions are so important, and the positioning, how units are going to position. I'm going to briefly touch on the late game over here. So late game, I know I'm lack of damage, so that's why I'm putting Techie in the front. I know I need something else. That's why I'm going to look for that something else in the late game guide that I posted earlier. So make sure you check the late game guide, and we're going to be transferring into the last game. Now before we go, I want to make a conclusion for this game. because we're losing position, we really needed to level up and to be rolling for additional units. If I didn't find the techies over there, what I'll do is I'll be leveling up to get my 3-star clock, to get my Beastmaster again, to get a 2-star Shadow Fiend, to get anything that brings me higher, because we can't afford to be losing. Despite the fact we still have some savings, we really have to dig deep. Because if we don't find anything, we'll be like this guy and this guy over here very soon when we end up with no health. And it's so risky. Any particular fight against the hunters or any particular fight against other units, they can really damage us because they have a Deucer to stun, because they have a Tide or a Conquer. So okay, let's go to the third game, guys. Hey guys, this is this third game that we're looking at for the main game strategy. What we're looking at over here is what time did we hit the third game as 50 gold. We hit 50 gold at 16, round 16. And you may say that, hey, that's pretty good for any particular round. That's really nice because you hit 50 gold at round 16 and you're pretty high on health. Yes, indeed, that's right. But this is such a close game because some of you might have seen my early game goblin builds. If you have seen my goblin guides, that I built my goblins. I'm a goblin expert for early game. I know I'm going to be so much weaker for the late game. So this is where I plan to achieve my position over here, because I know in the following 3 rounds I'll be quickly falling from 87% to about 60% or even lower, because I know I'm such an early game player for this particular strategy for goblins. And just when I said it, we almost lost this round as well because we were a bit greedy on the saving. The good thing is we have saved enough and we happen to be in the top position after round 16. And keep in mind, it's still going to be a very close game. What we're going to do is we're going to level up to level 7 now, and I want to show you the positioning of my Shadow Fiend. The positioning of my Shadow Fiend over here, they're stuck in the corner for best protection because no assassins can attack them from behind, for best chances for them to cast the AoE, because that's what actually does a lot of damage for us. Let's have a look. Here we're defending the front lines, and the moment Shadow Fiend casts the AoE, they actually do quite a bit of damage in conjunction with the Timber AoE. So at this level of the game, even a 1-star Shadow Fiend or 2-star Shadow Fiend is very relevant, and the Timber damage is still very relevant. And this is similar to the winning position over here. As the even game position, we really do not want to be digging into our savings until we feel necessary, and that's when we start to lose. We're going to slowly use our savings. Here, we're going to slowly use our savings to curve into level 8. And yeah, I'm just typing a bit with the friends over here because a lot of friends I do know each other, and Bernie and Hao are also, well, top 20 players for a while when the leaderboard was released. So as you can see, I'm slowly spending my savings to get to level 8, because I know for my particular build, level 8 unlocks legendaries. That's when we need the techies, that's when I can find alchemists as well. So I'm not spending under 50 simply because I'm pretty good in health. This is very reminiscent of my first game where we're winning, because I built goblins so we'd win the early game. Now I'm going to win a few rounds, and on this particular round, what I want to notice is, although this is an even game, we actually managed to get to level 8 before round 21, which is very nice for me. And we're going to be fighting round 20, nothing going to change much. What's going to happen is that round 21 is, I already have my spike at level 8, and I didn't roll for anything because I felt my HP is still comfortable enough. And we're going to be fighting. Let's have a look at this fight. This is the Hunter and Orc build up. This is before the Orc nerf and before the Undead nerf as well. So we get shot pretty easily, as you can see. And here is when we start to lose. While we're losing, we're keeping a steady mind, knowing that the higher level we go, the more likely we'll find techies. That's why we're going to steadily go with a losing streak while we find techies. I'm going to skip a little bit. Let's see the fights. Bernie here is going with Warriors. We don't have much magical damage except Shadow Fiend. And the good thing is we have 2 Shadow Fiend. We'll clean up most of the unit. The downside is this Shadow Fiend is doomed. And because of that, I don't think we'll win this one. How do we? I actually won this one. Tinker MVP over here. So in this particular replay, I didn't pick the razors. What What I would have done here, I might have picked the razors now, because I felt we need more AoE damage. Again, because we lost that round, it instantly triggered a reaction from me to level 9. I know we just added a 1 star because I still want to save my gold, but each of my reactions are pretty reactionary because I want to see how I fare against other players. A rule of thumb is I feel like if I lose to a particular player when he's around the mid-range or even top range, likely I'm to lose to 2 or 3 more players. That's when I want a little power spike when I'm in a particular position. Especially in this position, I can afford to lose a bit of savings to keep my health high. And that's one of the reasons usually you see my health pretty high in the replays, unless something like this happens. This is a druid and a beast with lots of summons. And yes, we'll be losing a lot of health now. Here we're just scrapping by because we still have plenty of health. Our goal is to slowly curve into 10 if possible. Here we're rolling to see if we can get anything better. And we did. I'm so greedy, so what happened was, even at 210 ping over there, I'm still making the enchantress and companion tinker after. And yes, we're gonna be keeping a shadow in, so don't worry about that. And here we sold a few units over here. Let me show you. Yeah, we sold the enchantress, not enough. We sell the beastmask, not enough. We didn't sell them in time because the plan was to sell them in time to get some interest, but we didn't sell them in time. I have made a conscious decision I won't be getting a 3-star bounty hunter because of that move. That's before I start selling them, by the way. Again, we're rolling because we know we're going to hit a pair, or we know we have a higher chance of hitting something even better than what we have. What do we have? We have a Deucer and a Shadowfiend as 1 star. That's not what we want. And even after this round, what's going to happen is we have 2 choices. Because health is comfortable, we're going to level up to get to close to 10, because that's when we have the higher chances of finding alchemists and techies. Let's see how well do we go. I think this particular round might be interesting, but knowing how, see, Frozen TV, our opponent over here didn't have a lot of strong units, to be honest. They did have a Tide and a Lich, but I didn't feel anything that was that strong that I would have lost 11 health. Personally speaking, that is. Maybe he was strong, I just didn't see it because he had the Dragon's energy, that's right. So yes, after losing to him, let's have a look. After losing to him, we did get a power up, so I felt that we will be safer with 2 Shadowfiend, enough AoE damage to clear most of the enemies. We're still in the Shadowfiend protective method because I felt Shadowfiends will be my key. I felt that maybe we can tank enough for the Shadowfiend to do the AoE. And sometimes this is not the best decision if they have a Disruptor or a Tide. And right now most players do have one. Let's have a look. And yes, we're facing a troll, and right now, knowing how troll are really strong in this stage of the game, we really don't stand a chance. And this is gonna start another losing streak for us, simply because we know we're weaker. Yeah, I'm even commenting on how strong he is. So what's gonna happen now is, I am pretty scared. I want something more. I want to find something because I felt I probably need to level up. But at the same time, the thing I know is we have 50% less chance of finding the players that just defeated us, so I didn't level up here. But in my mind, I just want to make it to level 30 so I can get enough savings to level 10. Seeing how close. Look, we're so close to level 10 because of decisions in this game. And you know, being greedy never pays off, you know. And especially when you just dodge a bullet, but then a truck just came my way. A truck means this is a massive druid. This druid is so strong, it's even stronger than the troll we faced. We lost 15 last time, we lost 17 this time. And if you see closely, we went from the first position previously down to the second last position. And this is very scary for me. So what's gonna happen now is it's gonna trigger instant reaction. I know I need more power. I just lost to 2 players when there's only pretty much 5 players left I can face. So my chances are not looking good. At level to level 10, I start to roll for techies. If given the choice, I'll always level to level 10 to roll for techies. Now the problem you see here is, despite we got techies, we didn't get alchemist. So I was like, in this game, I was like, yes, I made it. I was like, wait, I'm missing something, am I? And yes, we are missing something. We didn't get the pops. And here I'm a little shocked. I was like, I'm missing Alchemist. Oh no. Oh no. And yeah, there isn't that much about us after that. We lost this round pretty quickly. So what's gonna happen after that is we'll be rolling for Alchemist and seeing how close we are. We're really desperate for Alchemist. Let me see if we find Alchemist this round. We're not gonna do anything. Oh no, we're desperate. We're desperate. I forgot. We're gonna take the Shadow thing. Enigma. Keep rolling. Stay calm and keep rolling, right? We're still rolling. We rolled from 50 gold, by the way, guys. We rolled from 50 gold to 20 gold. Simply because we didn't have Alchemist for a lineup. Because we know we'd be losing really hard if we didn't have Alchemist. And yes, we found Alchemist and we stabilized. And that takes us into the late game. And for those of you that wants to watch the late game, please check out my late game guide. It will be featuring this video as well, featuring this replay, where we show you how in the late game we can manage from this position to be the top 3, top 2, maybe even top 1. So I keep the mystery for you guys over there. That's when positioning, unit composition, and choices really matter in the late game. And I'm going to stop the replay for the third replay. I'll let it keep running for a bit and I'll make a conclusion. In the conclusion for this one, I know we're very even because I play Goblin so much. I know it's an early game matter and I know I'm desperate for gold. But at the same time, we had such a good economy. I know I can get to level 10 before I start rolling. And that was such a plus for me. Because so much higher chance for techies at higher rate at level 10 compared to level 9. And that's one of the reasons we found techies pretty early. And that's one of the reasons we managed to stay top 3 in this game. And of course, late game decisions do matter a lot. And I'll leave it here for you guys. I want to show you guys a bonus clip right now. So, let's see. Now, guys,
this is Mattjestic.
I need to mute myself. This is a live commentary, by the way. So what I want to show you guys, it's something very simple. I'm going to try to hide most of it. Okay, this hides most of it before I start. So, hey guys, this is a bonus clip. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for your support. Making a bonus clip for those that stayed lined up for the video. And this little bonus clip is like preview of what's to come in the future videos once I get editing done and once I get the video ready. So, let's have a look what happens to us at minute 38. I want to show you guys what is happening in this game. You see a lot of shiny things, don't we? It's a 3-star shadow thing. But what is happening? Why is there only 2 players and why am I not a high rank? So let me pause here while we're not looking. So what's happening right now is the Discord is currently not working. We can't join high Rook and Queen and King games. And that's why we're playing pub games with requests or with friends and with the chat on Twitch. And what we're doing is we have very strange challenges and very strange requests. We have some very interesting video to share with you guys. For this particular game, we're looking at no units with 3 costs or higher. So no units with 4 costs or higher. So 3 costs and below we can have it. We can't have any units that's 4 costs or 5 costs. And also we'll try to have as many demons as we can. So let's see what happens after round 35. What is my composition? Let me show you. So this is my composition here. What are we looking at? We're looking at a 3-star Anti-Mage, 3-star Beastmaster, 3-star Lycan, 3-star Shadow Thing. We're almost to a 3-star Razor and a 3-star Terrorblade. We still have a chunk load of the replay to go, and it's gonna get even more exciting when we face this player. Because currently we're on level 8, we have no savings because we rolled so much for the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster bait's so real. So this is gonna be very exciting. Just another hint, he's level 10 by the way right now. And he's running 6 warriors, a lot of legendaries, and we can't have any high level monsters. This is a little teaser for you guys, which will come. This is a very exciting game. And 3 stars and below only, very challenging for me as well. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to subscribe and like, and click the little bell next to subscribe to be notified of new videos, because it really supports a new stream, Twitch and YouTuber like me, and it really supports me, and I really appreciate it for you guys. The kind comments, the support, and the suggestions really helps me. Thank you guys so much, and I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.